Hello, how's it going, people? YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to EA Sports PGA Tour, Road to the Masters, and I'm going to do it's a little like a video. I released a video this morning, which basically highlighted. What did I call the video? Actually, just I'll get it up on my phone. I think I called it my career mode breakdown settings, bag spec, and the equipment boost reward token that I was doing. So basically, I would I would spin a wheel, it would determine how many greens and fairways and regulation I had to get in that round. And then I would determine on a hole, if it's a par 3, obviously it would be green and regulation. Par 4 or par 5, we could spin a wheel. It would either give us a fairway or a green, whatever the case may be, we'd have to get that. If it's a par 5 or a reachable par 4, we had the option of driving the green under regulation and getting two like like a bonus point, but we had to hit the green. If we didn't hit the green, we didn't get anything. So that's basically, and then we would get if we did it, we would get a token at the end of that, and X amount of tokens together would be able to buy like a legendary spec. It'd be a little bit dearer to buy that, but we could equip that for like one round. If we had enough coins to get 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, whatever the case may be, we could buy that and equip it to the bag. Obviously, like uncommon, like green specs would be cheaper. Blue would be slightly dearer. Purple would be slightly dearer than that, and obviously legendary is the top one. So that's the system that I was actually had set up. I still hadn't made my mind up on how much like the various spec items would cost, and that was something that I was kind of struggling to work out because if you play over a 4 week period, you could get X amount of coins. So how much of that would be like feasible? So you might be able to make that amount of coins. So basing on like your two variables, maybe in a midpoint, say right, that's what we could make. So based on that, legendary is going to be X amount, that's going to be X amount, the blue is going to be X amount, purple, green, and that's how I was going to do it. But for me, and I was at my work this morning, and I kind of came up with this idea in my head. I says that's actually better, and I'm going to go with that. Because the fairway and greens and regulation was quite labour intensive during the round, and I felt that I wasn't focused as much on the round. I was a little bit like get spinning the wheel right, we get green regulation to do, and I just wanted to just step onto the tee and just snap in and play my round. So I've come up with I'm going to scrap that idea. So that video that I did release that video, that I actually edited it, knowing full well that I probably could have deleted it, but I thought, no, I need to release it because it's quite. I say it's important, but it's quite a good way if you want to, like get that type of mini gameplay yourself and be able to like put equipment specs to your bag, but not like have it like just power up your bag so that you're just an unbelievable player and like 97, 98 rating. And I don't want to be that. I want my player to be like a basic player and gradually build up over the seasons. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm going to completely change it. So the idea that I have, what I'll do is there was something I wanted to do as well, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'll explain that at the end. So we're going to a golfer. So here's a golfer. Now we've got all basically we're max level 50. We don't have any more skill points. So what we've got here is not how it's going to remain. I may swap, change. I've not really fully decided. I'm quite happy with the balance of my player. But we'll jump into equipment, right? Because this is where the change is. So I don't know why my 3 irons way down the bottom there. I think the rest of my bags. Okay, that's kind of mixed that up. Uh, who knows? So basically, What I have here is my tour bag. So I'll come back to it. This is bag 2 to bag 5 are basically online, heavily spec'd out bags. So Dustin Johnson driver spec, Hideki Matsuyama iron spec, Hideki Matsuyama wedge, Dustin Johnson ball spec. I don't have anything for my putter, and I don't have anything for my hybrid there. But these bags basically give my player a 98. I think there's one's a 97. I must have a different spec. But these bags are basically give me 98 on my overall rating, which is, for me personally, for a career mode, way too much. I just don't want that. That's not for me. So these are my online bags. Titleist bag with Titleist irons, ping bag with ping irons and ping clubs, Callaway bag with Callaway clubs, and the hammerheads in a really nice pink bag, which I quite like. And we get to this bag one. Bag one is our tour bag. So no spec, basic specs across the entire board. So we've only got, I think, is it 25 base specs and all of this stuff here. Absolutely zero specs added. So here we could easily have any of these ones installed, but I've got the basic. So the idea, we're going to play seasons. So we're on season one. Season one is going to be rookie season. And that basically means for the entire season, we're going to have zero specs in the bag. So we're basically going to play out the first season, basic specs, basic irons, woods, putter, ball, the whole shebang. Which means we're going to be maybe not as powerful as what we could be. Because I have seen other YouTubers that play, and they're playing on a really high skill level, but they're just winning like all the time because they've actually they're playing in harder settings, but then the players at 97, which they're very accurate with the wedge, the irons, the woods, the ball. Everything's probably got like a really high spec on it, like a legendary spec, which I don't think is indicative of a player who's just turned to pro from amateur to pro level. It's going to be in his rookie season, and I want to simulate that, and that's exactly what I've done here. I've de-spec'd my bag the last few tournaments, and it's just so much better for me. I'm just enjoying the game a lot more. There's a little bit where we're maybe struggling sometimes with like various wedges and stuff, or wedge play, approach play. We're maybe just not making as many greens, and we're going to maybe scramble to get the par, which I enjoy, and that's the way it should be. So I'll go into irons because I think I've got all the color graded specs, and what I'm going to do is, so season one. Let's just pick. Is that okay? Uh, did I change that club? Yeah. Let's just make sure I've got the right club there. So, so nice. Oh, beautiful club. Anyway, so let's go to the specs. So as you can see here, we've got all the colours. So basically what happens, grey is like the lowest, then it goes green, then it goes blue, then it goes to purple, and then it goes to legendary specs. So I think this one, because this is a signature and it's Hideki Matsuyama's iron spec, I think you do get other ones that are, you might get one that's actually power based, which will probably be, like you might, instead of having like power at 33, that might be at 40. Because I think it'll be like a plus and minus. I think if you leveled that out, it'd probably be plus 40 in all the stats. So 40, 30, 20, 10, I think is roughly how it goes. So basically, rookie season, as I say, it's going to be these grey. So we can fit any grey spec items to our bag. We go to the new season, so it'll be season 2. So we're going to be out of our rookie season, and we're going to be able to fit these bad boys. Uh, Uncommon specs, green. So we can get balanced. I think you get ones that are like accuracy based, control, recovery, power. They're probably better with balanced, I think. So I'm going to actually look out for some so that I can have my bag equipped. So season 2 we'll be able to equip this stuff, which means a player's going to go from like a rookie season, and then he's just going to elevate ever so slightly up another little notch for the next season. And then when we finish that season, we go to season 3. We'll be able to equip these. In fact, we'll go to this one. I think this one's balanced, and that's going to give us another 10 additional spec points on top of what we had for season 2. So season 3 is going to be blue. Again, another little increase. Then for season 4, it's going to be epic, which is the purple, which is plus 30 over the basic grey spec. And then obviously season 5 we'll be able to equip signature or the legendary specs. They're kind of gold. It's probably more a gold colour. And that's how it's going to be. And what I'm trying to do there, I'm trying to replicate a rookie player coming into the PGA Tour and steadily rising up every season, getting better, getting better, getting better. So hopefully by like season 4 and 5, we're actually really able. I wouldn't say like almost becoming like the best player in the world. Where now we're below, for instance, Jordan Spieth and Scheffler and co. Because they're at 92. I think at the moment we're at 85 with the basic bag spec. So that's what it's going to be. Each season we're going to be able to get the next tier in the specs, but we can't go above that. It's got to be, green for season 2, blue for season 3, purple for season 4, and season 5 gold, and that's how it's going to be. So that's the basic layout, and that's how I'm going to play it. And I think that's a far better way of doing it, rather than the greens in regulation, fairways in regulation, and spinning wheels and getting all that palaver. The other thing that I really wanted to do, but I can't really do it, as you can see here in the driver, we have 292 yards, which is not a bad. It's not a bad distance. I think with the power boost, we can go over 300 yards. What I wanted to do here is despec the stats. So, just say for an example, because we've got a rookie season, I would maybe take a little bit off power. Basically, just trim off like every start and bring it down to a certain level, to a level that I think is appropriate. Like, say for driving, we'd only be hitting maybe 280 yards instead of hitting like we're hitting 298, 292. So we would trim it. So we would basically trim all that off, and we would have X amount of skill points, and we wouldn't be able to touch that till next season. We would only maybe get a certain amount that we could put in. So every season we would add a little bit more to a player. Again, the same kind of linear build, like not getting like mega powerful from the get go. We would gradually build it up. The only problem with this is this is an overall start player base, and basically if I despect, which is good enough for career mode, but if I was playing online, I would be at a disadvantage. So I'm just going to play with I'm just going to use the bags to control the equipment boost in our player for each season. I think that's the best way to do it. Because if I de-skilled this, I could say, right, okay, we're going to take away like all of this, and just have like a basic player and have a little bit more like less skill on the course, which I think would actually be like on the whole really good. But if we wanted to play online, we'd be coming in and re-equipping all these stats then take them all off if we've got a career mode. So, I mean, it's going to cost us money to retrain, and we just can't afford it. So basically, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get, I wanted to limit our like distance. Now, the other thing that I thought about was I could get into the equipment, and if you go here, you can change the club. So I can change to a hybrid, an iron, a wedge, whatever the case may be. But when you go to the driver, I don't know if you can see this, but you go from change club. So you've got edit club down the bottom left here. Edit club, change club, copy bag, back. But when you go to the driver, edit club, copy bag, back, you don't have the ability to change the driver to, for instance, a 2-wood or a 3-wood. And that way you could actually limit your distance off the tee. So instead of hitting 292, I could just equip a 3-wood and hit 265, which I think would be, for a rookie guy in his rookie season, would maybe be at a fairer distance. And again, it would kind of bring the skill set a little bit tougher for us and make it a bit more realistic, but you can't do it. So I could just hit a 3-wood off the tee and not hit the driver, but I thought, nah, I don't mind hitting the driver because a guy in his rookie season could actually be quite a long hitter. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm basically, what I'm trying to do is simulate, like, you look at Tiger Woods when he first started. Tiger Woods was actually quite skinny. I'm going to probably use a Scottish term, a lanky. So lanky in Scottish means somebody that's very like skinny, thin. Tiger Woods didn't have the muscle tone that he's got in later years. He was young, he was still developing, he was still, his body was still kind of stretching out a little bit. And what happened is Tiger was probably actually quite long in his early days, but he probably got more power behind his shots as the years went on. So I'm basically trying to replicate a guy that's just in, he's really not maybe a bit like Tiger, a little bit lanky, a little bit kind of like lean. And then basically like over the seasons, he gets more muscle tone, he gets like really ripped. Not ripped to a point where kind of Bryson DeChambeau style, but just gets fitter, gets better, and increases his power. And that's what I'm trying to simulate with the bag spec items. So that's how I'm going to do it. Hopefully I've explained myself to a decent kind of level. Any questions, if you don't understand it, I'll maybe try and like write it in the comments. But I think I've explained myself to a reasonable sort of level. But that's going forward. That's how we're going to do it. So what's up next in career mode? We're in the middle of the EA Sports Championship, second round. We played the first round with Tony Finau. I think he shot. He's either 6 under or 7 under. I can't quite remember. We shot 3 over par. We had a terrible round. I'm not blaming the fact we had our green fairway in regulation spinny wheel challenge, which kinda I just felt I couldn't concentrate on the golf. So that's why I've kind of went back on the mini game that we've got for getting tokens for the bag spec, and just went back to like a rookie season. So, and I'm going to change the title. I'm going to probably drop the road to the PGA Tour career mode. I'm just going to put rookie season career mode, and that's going to be the first like season 1 rookie season. And I'm going to do that. So quite an important event coming up. We really need to make the cut. Probably cut line's going to be, I think, +1 potentially. So we're +3, so we need to get under par. We need to play well. So I'm looking forward to it. But that is the overall change. So hopefully I came across quite clear. Anyway, folks, take care, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.